Welcome to 2023, everybody. How are you? Turn to the person beside you and say hello, on either side of you, and say hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, hello.
We want to welcome those that might be joining us online. I know that there are several folks from all over the place that are joining us online tonight. We want to welcome you to True North. Anybody in the room that is here as a first-time guest, we have something special for you. We're not going to embarrass you, but in just a minute, we'll all stand up for a 4-minute party. And when we do, we'll have some of our students up here. Just come up here and meet them. They've got a gift card, a Baskin-Robbins gift card for you. If you've got a cell phone in the room, would you go ahead and silence that so that it's not going to be a distraction to anybody else? That would be great. Blake and I are glad to be back with you after a week away. Last week. First of all, a big shout out to those that took over on Teen Takeover Night. Give yourselves a big hand. You did a fabulous job. We got to live stream in for just a bit and watch a part of it, and went back and watched the rest of it later. You all did a fabulous, fabulous job. It sounded like a great night of worship and fellowship. This is where we were last week.
Yeah.
Here we are at the Garden of the Gods, or as I call it, the Garden of God. The God.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But we got there at sunrise, and this was our favorite picture of the week. We, thanks to a friend for helping to make that picture look even better, but we did take this picture, and we were there at sunrise. It was a great conference. Would you like to share with everybody what the conference was and a takeaway that you got?
It was a conference for National Conference for Children's and Youth Ministries, and so it was really just a time that not all Church of Christ, but a lot of Church of Christ youth ministers got together in Colorado Springs and got to go to classes and hear keynotes. And the takeaway for me, as always, I have a covenant group of ministers about my age, and we all just kind of meet and talk about our year and the things going on in our ministry. And so it's very uplifting and encouraging to get to spend time with them.
Yeah, it was a really, really good time to be away. We miss being here, but we're so thankful that you all got to be together with a great crowd last week and just a lot of good stuff. So we're going to do several things tonight. We have some fun surprises, and it's going to be a fun night. We're going to have a 4-minute party in just a minute, but we're going to have to redraw for a free Winterfest for those who were at all 4 nights of our parties in December. Now, that's on the honor system. We had a small glitch when we did our first drawing. Totally fine, just a small miscommunication. We're going to have to redraw. If you were here for all 4 nights, meaning all 3 toy drive parties and the Journeys in Community Living Party, that's a total of 4 events, 4 nights, then during the 4-minute party, what do they need to do, Blake?
You need to come up here, and you need to grab a pen and a piece of paper that I will show you where they're at, and you'll stick it in a hat, and then we'll draw out of it. We're going to do it old school.
This is your chance to do that. If you're not here tonight, then you're not hearing this announcement. If you're watching online and you qualify for this, you need to text somebody to put your name in, and it needs to be somebody that was at all 4 nights. We're not putting your name in. You don't have to be here, but if somebody texted you and said, hey, put my name in that drawing, then this is your opportunity to do that. So during the 4-minute party, how many of you in the room does that apply to that were here for all 4 nights? So you need to go and write this down, put your name down, because you could win a free trip to Winterfest. You'll have to pay for your meals and all your other stuff, but $165 registration is going to be completely covered when we do that in just a minute for our 4-minute party. So if you got it, say got it.
Got it.
All right, everybody else, we want you to give a shout out to those that might be watching. You can come to this camera right up here. Everybody else, we want you to find somebody that you don't know who might be visiting. Adults, we want you to do the same thing. Everybody, let's all stand up. Let's have a 4-minute party. Let's go.
It's a brand new day.
Oh, hold on. We gotta walk back in. And then door in. Wait, no, you got it. We got it. Are we done?
Hey.
No, that didn't feel right.
No, that's good. That's good. No, it's good. It feels right.
It's been forever since I've had to do this. Well, I gotta look at the lyrics again. Hold on. Yes, I did. You know if you know. All right. 1, 2, on 1, 2, 3. When the 4-minute party is over and done, you have 4 friends, and you invite them to come sit with you. And well, that's what he's gonna do. You have 4 empty chairs. He's gonna invite you to come sit with him, and you're still cool. So cool. And it has me and very cool. His eyes and his eyes. This guy. And Skid and Blake. That guy. And this guy. Bye. Skid.
Man, I just want to say, first, I mean, like, happy late New Year. I guess, it's like it's already been like a New Year for like a good while. But I mean, like, I just want to say that, man, you look fantastic today. That shirt, like, man, I'm being serious. Like, that shirt really brings out your eyes. Yeah, you just all right, bye.
Lots of birthdays. Lots of birthdays. All right, nice. Everybody stay up here. We're trying to FaceTime in Garrison. Hey, there he is. Everybody say hi to Garrison. Garrison in Alabama. There's Garrison. You see him? All right, Garrison, if you're watching online, there's going to be about a 15-second delay, so it's going to get very confusing. But you had a birthday. Your birthday was when? December the 31st. December the 31st. So we're going to do this. We're going to let Alex here is going to hold the phone. We're going to sing to him. We'll have to mail you a Abraham Lincoln sticker. Everybody's got it here. All right. For the first time, everybody, in 2023, let's bring up. Oh, we got our stickers. Let's bring up Zeb. Come on up, Zeb. Here we go. All right, right over here, Zeb. Guys, watch carefully. Woo. We got new lights going. All right, Zeb, you're going to have 30 seconds. You guys watch carefully. You're going to try to sound it out. Blake, if you'll stay down there so you can hear people's answers down there, we're going to show you, everybody close your eyes, bow your head so you can't see the screen. Make sure we cannot see the screen. This is what you're going to try to convey, Zeb. Here's what you're going to try to convey. You've got that right there. That's going to be 30 seconds. Everybody can look up now. You can look up. I don't know if Garrison was watching online. He saw that, so it's going to be, I don't know. All right, here we go, guys. You have 30 seconds. You're going to try to get this right here, and your time starts right now.
4 words.
4. What does that mean?
1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5.
What is that? 15 seconds.
You're really.
Garrison's playing along. He's like, sleigh ride?
The 4th day of Christmas.
2 seconds and time. Okay. Wait, Blake, I'm just curious. Do you honestly have any idea what this was?
It's so much. No, I don't know if it was the amount of words.
Wait, I'm trying to figure. Normally I can.
It's the amount of words. Like there are 4 words. What? I don't know what this means.
Oh, you didn't look at the answer.
No, I don't.
You don't know. Okay, got it. Okay.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what this was. Here's what he was trying to get, everybody. That's what he was trying to get.
What is that supposed to be? The 4
there are 4 seasons, and it was winter. Okay. All right. Very good. Oh, you did?
I said Winterfest.
Well, we didn't hear you say Winterfest here. There you go. Congratulations. There you are. All right, we got Winterfest. Hey, stay right up here. Garrison, we're going to sing Happy Birthday. Everybody's going to sing in the NBYG. All you got to know are 3. I almost forgot. It's been so long. I couldn't remember how many words it is. 3 simple words, and those words are. And it goes like this. Here we go.
You're 1 year older than you used to be, and
you're still cool. Here we go. You still got it. It's plain to see. Come on. You're still cool. It's your birthday today. That's why we're here to say that you're still cool. Everybody say happy birthday to these folks. All right, you guys can have a seat. Garrison, I understand you signed up for Winterfest. All right, very good.
Yeah,
Garrison,
he was the 4th person to sign up for Winterfest.
He was the 4th person to sign up. Do you want to say hello to everybody? I'll try to hold the mic up really close here.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Garrison.
All right, very good. Okay, Garrison, you can keep tuning in. You can keep watching. But we're going to have to hang up here now, but happy birthday. We'll see you soon. All right, take care. Tell your family hello. Okay, that's always fun. Hey, so Zeb, speaking of Winterfest, Yeah, I didn't understand that. And I knew the answer, and I still couldn't figure it out. All right, guys, here it is. This is, we're now getting very, very close. It is time for us to begin thinking about heading back to Gatlinburg. All right.
But the fire is so delightful.
Oh, nice. All right, February 17th, 18th, and 19th. How many of you have already signed up? Really? Okay. Is that news to you?
I mean, I can check it.
How many of you intend to sign up? Raise your hands. All right. Spots will conceivably possibly go very quickly, so we want you to get those sign-ups in very, very quick, and go ahead and do that. The link went out today. The link went out via text message today. We'll send it out in an email as well, but if you're subscribed to the text messages, it went out. You can sign up, take care of that. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. If you want to pay a deposit, you can pay a deposit to secure your spot and then pay the balance later. Or if you are needing a scholarship or financial aid of any kind, you need to let one of us know. We have limited partial and full scholarships available. Just let us know. We don't want that to be a reason you don't go, but you got to let us know so we can give you the code to sign up when you do that. Adults in the room that are going, that list is filling up. We're going to send you a link to go. If you're an adult who has an interest in going, you need to talk to us and we'll add people to the list. The list depends on how many teens sign up to go. Students, you may ask the question, can I have a friend go? Yes, you can get one friend per person to sign up. And then once we have everybody registered, if you want to invite a few more, if space allows, you can do that. But I think we reserved 230 spots. I don't remember. But it was something like that. And we want to get you signed up to go to Winterfest. You need to sign up very soon because we've got to return all of our unused spots by, I believe, the 19th of January. And so once we get to the 19th, we'll have to get those spots back. And we can buy more, but it will cost us more, which means it will cost you more. If you got it, say got it. So tell your parents, hey, let's get on that. Let's sign up for Winterfest. We want you there. Okay, let's move on. Lots happening tonight for the first time this year.
Oh, we got a draw.
We're gonna draw. Oh yeah, let's draw now. Let's do that now. All right. So
All right.
who's gonna draw?
Who knows for a fact they cannot go to Winterfest? All right, done. Nathan, come on. Oh.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right. Who knows for a fact they can't go to Winterfest? Anybody? All right. Well, then Charlie Wolf.
All right, Charlie. Come on up here, Charlie.
Come send somebody to Winterfest for free, Charlie.
The person whose name Charlie draws is going to go to Winterfest for free, Charlie. They're going to be your friend. They may even give you their number so you can text them on your new phone. Oh, okay. Wait, did you just grab? Okay, you grabbed it. Is that the one you want?
Or you want to dig around some?
No, wait, you can't grab another one. This is the one you grabbed.
Wait, he wants to dig around.
Okay, well, then. Oh, you dropped one. We dropped one. We got to put that one in, Charlie. Those are some really cool shoes, Charlie. I have no idea what those even are. He said they were bubble slides. Is that what they're called? That is really the... Okay, Charlie, you got it?
All right, who is it? What does that say?
Tucker Bolden.
Tucker Bolden!
Tucker Bolden is going to Winterfest. There you go. Right there. Just hold on to that.
Thank Charlie.
We got... Hey, but stay right up here. Stay up here. Stay up here because
awesome.
while you're here, you might as well do this and invite Ryder. It's time for Stand Up with Ryder and Tucker. Come on up. Let's go. Charlie, you can stay up here too for a second. All right, Charlie. Hey, Charlie, you want to stay up here a second? Stay up here a second. Come back over here, though.
I want to see Mackenzie soon.
Okay, all right. We'll try to work that out. All right, guys, let's make sure those mics are turned up and turned on.
Oh, there you go.
And you got a 2023 joke for us.
Yeah? Like a 2023 theme-based joke?
No. Like a
No,
joke
just a
that's going to
joke
make
for
me laugh this
2023.
year. Because I didn't laugh a whole lot last year.
Yeah, we got that.
So we've learned to be quiet, otherwise you cannot hear anything
Ryder.
these gentlemen say.
I mean, you're not wrong.
All right. So, Tucker, I have a question for you. So, why can't you find any elephants in hide and seek?
In hide and seek? Is it because they don't be there? Are they not there?
No.
Do they got like, I don't know. Why can you not find an elephant in hide and seek?
Because they're really good at it.
You messed it up. It's in a tree, mate.
He messed it up.
That's it.
Well, okay, work on it for next week. We got to move on. Yeah, you save that.
You think that was funny?
We got to move on. All right, we're gonna have to up the game there. What was that?
I want to see Mackenzie soon.
Okay. What did you say to him? The same thing you just said to me? Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's time, real quick, for a 2022 version of Wait What? Some of you know that I enjoy stick figure warning signs, right? I have no idea what's going on behind me. Just have a seat right there, Charlie. Just have a seat. I love stick figure warning signs, and somebody sent me one this week. Check this out here. This is seen at a national park. Dispose of trash properly. Pack it in, and then you pack it out. Does anybody notice anything odd? Anybody notice anything odd? Yes. The hike started out with 2 people. And I don't know what shady business is going on there.
He packed him in there. He's in the trunk.
Okay, so you're saying he's good.
Man, I don't know for sure.
I don't know what's going on, but that made me say,
there are 2 bodies in the car. I just don't know if one of them is.
Ashley Davis. Where's Ashley? Ashley, raise your hand. Ashley sent this in, I believe. Ashley, their family was playing Pictionary over the Christmas break, and here were their choices of their words. And she said, guess what word we had? And I said, well, I don't know. Let me see the picture. So here are the choices of the words that she had, and then whoever won, this was their picture. I don't know if I should feel flattered or I'm not sure, but who actually drew that picture? Austin. Oh, good. I feel okay, even better. All right, there you go. Made it say, wait, what? Okay. Yeah, it's time for, all right. Anybody go to an amusement park over the holidays?
Did you go anywhere for Christmas?
No.
Anybody would like to go to an amusement park?
I went to Life in June.
All right.
You went where?
Would anybody ride this? This is real. It's sped up, but here's the ride.
Would you ride that?
Yes.
Nope.
You would ride that?
How many, honestly, how many say, I'm on it, I'll ride it?
Charlie said he would.
How many say, not on your life?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
Charlie's riding.
Charlie, would you ride that ride?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right,
You're right.
very good. Hey, new segment. I have no idea how this is going to work, but I shared something. I don't know how this started, but I was having lunch with Mike. He showed me something, or I showed him a video or something, and he got really tickled. He started laughing. And I was like, wow, I'd never seen you laugh quite like that before, Mike. He's like, well, that just struck me as funny. I don't even remember what that video was. That video's gone. We have no idea what it was I showed you. But I just said, Mike, I'm curious, if that made you laugh, what else would make you laugh? So it's a new segment that we're calling, What Makes DJ Mike Laugh? So I said, Mike, every week, every time we do this, you just send me something that would make you laugh. And here's what we got this week. Check this out. Mike sent us this. Let's watch. Yeah, Mike's getting way too excited. So in case you wanted, that's what makes DJ Mike laugh. So Mike's going to send us some more of those. This is good. This is good, Charlie. Charlie, only one more thing is more exciting than having you up here with us. It ties. It's equal to it.
I know something else that'll make DJ Mike laugh. Can I say it?
No, turn that mic off.
I know another thing that'll make.
Charlie just said, I know something else that would make DJ Mike laugh. Can I say it? I was like, cut the mic, cut the live feed. All right, let's just go ahead and do this to pull us out of whatever's about to happen. Here we go, guys. right. It's time for Wild Times with Cooper Grubbs. All right, Charlie, after this, you can go back to your seat, but you can enjoy this story. You want to turn around? There you go.
Hello.
All right. Take it away.
Okay, so this one time when I was younger, I played inline hockey, and I was sitting on the bench because we had a rule that once you score 3 goals, you can't score anymore, so coach just decided to pull me out because I couldn't do anything anyway, because I scored 3 goals. And I was sitting there watching the game, right, and 2 guys run in, like, hit each other, like, on accident, and their helmets hit, and, like, one guy's face mask hooked onto another guy's helmet, and, like, they just got stuck together. So they both tried to stand up at the same time, but they couldn't because their helmets were stuck together. And I was just over on the bench, like, laughing really hard because it was hilarious. This is wild times.
That got a smile out of Charlie. Charlie grinned. Charlie smirked. All right, Charlie, you can have a seat.
Yeah, I'll send you a text.
A big hand for Charlie Wolf, everybody. Good job. All right, let's see if the New Year's any better. We got some things here that we think are a pretty big deal.
Oh,
that was way off.
Got worse.
Way off. And you're going to have several chances here to get this right, which could be bad. So we started off with the holiday season. We started off with this flat trailer. That was where we started, and slowly we started building. Slowly we started building and adding. And before you knew it, the Murfreesboro Christmas Parade, which the theme of the parade was Christmas through the years. And so here we are. We went all the way and started with there's some of our crew there. We had, that's exciting. Way to go, Ben. Ben Jones made a good Dilophosaurus. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that was good.
Is that
Way
right?
to go.
Good. And then we had the entire Jurassic Park crew was there. We assembled some great velociraptors. This looks like an album waiting to drop. I would love to know the name of this album. We put some masks on them, put them on the boat behind a containment fence with Barney and a sleigh. We gave them antlers and some scary masks, and there's Barney on the sleigh. And before you know it, we had ourselves a pretty incredible float going down the road. 8 not so tiny velociraptors. And there's Bob bringing up the rear. A great job there, Bob Chapin. There's the entire crew. And there you go. It won the Mayor's Cup Best of Show for the entire parade. And it was a fun day. And here, I believe, is just a little bit of the footage so you can see it in action. Ethan Clements took one for the team. Our pterodactyl deflated. The pterodactyl died on the way. And then there's come some of the dinosaurs. There they are. And Ethan is the Triceratops there. Good job. And we have Miley was I don't know if that was a pterodactyl or some other kind of bird. But there we go. Here's the parade coming around the square. Lila Beth almost got run over by that trailer 3 or 4 times. I kept telling her, do not stand right there. And there she goes. That would have been rough. So there we go. A great time. Lots of folks worked really, really hard. It was a fun parade. And it was very... Bob, very good, very good. Hey, everybody was pretty worn out after the parade. As you can see, Ethan was pretty tired after walking the entire way there. But we have something else that we think is a pretty big deal.
Luke.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Blake to take this one here. Blake sent us this picture. There you go, Blake. Tell us about it.
Back-to-back champs. Go ahead, boo all you want. Thank you, Colin.
Feel the love.
Honestly, I hope every Tennessee fan up here that's never experienced one gets to. No, it was fun. It was fun to go with my dad and be out there. We stayed in Vegas and drove over to L.A., and we've got like 11 hours of sleep right now. So, but yeah, it was awesome. It was a great trip. I'm sure everybody was bored with it. I enjoyed every moment of it.
Glad you got to enjoy that with your dad. That is a pretty pretty significant. Something else, though, something else is a pretty big deal.
Okay.
Oh, before I show that, I forgot. Before I show this next picture, the parade, somebody on the parade left this Nashville Soccer Club scarf. One of the Velociraptors, I think, was at, okay.
Oh.
There you go. It's back. Okay. Let's do this. Hey, guys, check this out. This happened. This recently happened over the day. We had us a wedding. Intern Kim got married. Yep, she's married. Was married at the Hermitage Hotel. This was where the reception was held in the lobby of the hotel. And this is how she left. That was pretty spectacular. Pretty fancy ride there. That's awesome. All right, 2 more. We have 2 more. There's something else, Blake, that was a pretty big deal. All right, it's better. In one night, you've gotten better. All right, we went out on one of the nights. Ooh, that was fancy. We went out for Dollar Day. Blake, tell us a little bit about what happened on December the
something.
Whatever the night that was.
Yeah, one of the Sunday nights, the seniors got together and took the money that had been donated, and we turned it into gift cards and went through one of the Krogers in town and went and found people to buy their groceries for the holiday season. And sometimes, in some cases, they even offered to get more than what they had already purchased. A lot more. I mean, a whole lot more than. But it was a really good night of just watching our students serve and us just kind of getting out of the way and hiding in the Fritos aisle while they just kind of took it over and loved on a lot of people in our community. So it's always awesome.
I think it was like close to $2,000, $2,100, something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Half of that was in one sale.
That's right. That's right.
Sure felt like it.
It was pretty awesome. Did we have a couple that were going to share a story?
Yeah, we got one.
Okay. All right, Lark, come on up here, Lark. Grab this mic and tell us a little bit about that night.
Hey, guys. My name's Lark, for those of y'all who don't know me.
Hi, Lark.
Thanks, guys. So this night was really incredible, but during this night, there was one story that really stood out to me, and we asked a woman if she would allow us to buy her groceries, and immediately she really started bawling her eyes out. And she explained to us later that her daughter had recently fallen into some pretty bad decisions and had recently lost custody of her kids. And so they didn't want them to go into foster care, so she and her husband took in her kids, and one of them was about 2 years old and one of them was about 4 years old. And they're in their 60s to 70s, and so they are both retired, and so they're on their retirement funds. And she was trying to find a job at the time because they were really struggling financially to take care of these 2 kids that were all of a sudden in their care and had to be fed, and they had to have diapers for the 2-year-old. And she kept telling her husband, God will provide, God will provide. He has a plan, God will provide. And she just cried and told us how she didn't even know if she was going to have enough money on her card tonight to pay for everything she needed. And she said that the Bible verse that she continued to tell her husband was Philippians 4:19, and my God will supply all your needs. And also Matthew 7:11. Your Father who is in heaven gives good things to those who ask him. And I thought that was just an amazing moment, and we prayed over her, and she thanked us with everything in her, and she said that she could not wait to tell her husband how God had provided for them, and that this was their sign to continue doing what they were doing through him. So yeah.
What an amazing story. Thanks, Lark.
Thank you, Lark.
Wow. I only knew part of that story, and it was good to hear the rest of that. That was amazing. It was a very fun night. Many of you gave, and hopefully, Lord willing, everybody in the room will get a chance to do that at some point. We still have one more thing. There's actually 2, so I'll share this one, and then we'll share another one. I've only got one slide though. Here's one more thing that is a pretty big deal. Before we show the pictures, next Wednesday night in this room, you will have a chance to meet all 4 of your summer 2023 interns. Will be here next Wednesday night. They'll be in this room. So make sure you check that out. It's going to be an exciting night. You're going to want to be here for that. But one final thing. We already sang it, so you already know it's that. I want you to meet somebody else. You'll see a picture. This is pretty exciting. I want you to meet Erik Gomez. Erik is 7 years old. Erik will be our new child at the City of Children. We'll be sponsoring him. I'll be getting some video of him this weekend so that you can get a chance to see him. And all the money that we've been raising for a while is going to be going to support Erik Gomez. It takes $3,300 a year. So all the money you give in the baskets on Sunday morning, all of that, 100% of that goes to sponsoring Erik Gomez. Recently showed up at the home with his 2 sisters, one who is diabetic. His 2 sisters, I think 13 and maybe 10. And they were removed from their home, and we are told that there is no indication that they will be leaving to go back with family anytime soon, the way some of our most recent sponsoree kids have done, because it's not a good situation that they were taken from. So they hopefully will be at the home for a while, which I say hopefully because it's a much better situation than where they were. But they're adjusting nicely. I've not met them. We don't know them, but that's going to be the kid right there. Speaking of that, we want those of you in the room, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, to especially pay attention, because on Sunday, January the 22nd, from 4:30 to 6, we'll have an informational meeting that'll take place in this room about our trip to Mexico. Keep in mind, listen very carefully, this trip is open to the following. It's open to those who've completed the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year. It's open primarily to our older students, and then we work our way down. Of our older students, and we work our way down, it's open to those who are active and are demonstrating the character, integrity, and the leadership that we need to represent our group. Anybody can go on a lot of our trips. This trip is for those that are going to represent North Boulevard, so you need to give some thought. If you're thinking about applying for this trip, we want to make sure that we're taking those that are going to represent North Boulevard in a manner that is worthy of being represented down there. So you'll have some service opportunities that you'll need to complete. Just because you finish those grades does not mean that you'll be selected for the trip. The space will be limited, and there's an email that went out with information about that trip, and also those adults that want to go, there's also kind of a criteria for selecting those folks. So all that information, January the 22nd, we'll have more about that a little bit later. I think that finally is all of the things, all of those things together are really big deals. Good job. That was a lot of stuff, but a lot of great things are happening, a lot of awesome things. Did you all have a great holiday break?
Yeah, it was good. It was tough, but it was good.
You did a lot of driving.
Yeah, I did a lot of driving.
Did you clock at any point how many miles you drove?
No, but I've driven in 5 states in the last 6 days. So.
5 states in the last 6 days. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Okay, here's what's going to happen. We've got some fun things planned for tonight. We're going to transition into worship. It's our first Wednesday of True North of the year, and we have the prayer papers up here. So any of you that want to write down a prayer request during the first couple of songs, you can come up and write those down. Sharon is already in there praying, I think, through some of the older prayer requests. Just slide those prayer requests. If you're a guest and you say, I have no idea what's going on, you can do this as well. Adults can do this as well. You can write on something back there or up here and just slide it underneath there. You don't have to put your name on it. If you want to, that's great. She'll gather those up, and those that are praying with her will pray not only tonight, but every Wednesday in January for this stack of requests. So anything you want to put on there, if you want to fill out more than one piece of paper, if you want to put down somebody's name, that would be great. But we're going to give you a chance to do that. I want to ask, before we write on the prayer papers and before we worship, I want us to do something that we'll probably spend a lot of 2023 doing on a somewhat regular basis. I want to ask you to do this. In just a moment, we're going to have everybody bow your head before we worship. We're not going to ask you to pray out loud. I'm just going to ask you to open up your hands if you're so inclined, just because it's a posture of, God, I'm bringing this to you. And I want you to think of the name of one person. It can be somebody from our group. It can be somebody, perhaps it's in the room. But somebody that may be separated from a community of Christ followers, somebody that may have kind of fallen away from their connection here, or somebody you know that does not know Jesus at all. It may not even be somebody that knows you that well, but you know this person really, really needs Jesus. And we're just going to spend a lot of time in 2023 lifting up these names. Give you about 15 seconds just to lift up that name on your own. Then, those that are going to help us sing, you guys can come on up when you're done saying your prayer and take your place. We'll start singing while you write those prayer requests. We've got a special guest tonight that we're excited to introduce you to, and we'll spend some time in worship together, okay? Let's begin. God, hear our prayer, and we know that you can hear all of these names at once as we lift up those names that we know that need hope, that need a greater connection to you, and that need your Son. God, you just heard the name of over 150 or more people that need you. And our prayer is that by the end of this year, even as early as next week, that some of those names, some of those people are, if they're not in this room, they're at least a part of the kingdom. And now may you give us opportunities to have conversations with the people that we've just prayed for. God, thank you for all of these names. And as we continue to write these prayer requests down, and as Sharon continues to pray, God, we thank you for the opportunity to lift these requests to you. And so we're going to continue this prayer through the name of Jesus as you guys write all of these things down. Would you guys look at the screen to end the prayer this way? I want us to do a breath prayer. And some of you have probably in different contexts have done a breath prayer before. A breath prayer is just where you're going to breathe in, and then you're going to breathe out. As you breathe in, we're going to use Psalm 94:19. You can breathe in as you say to yourself, in the multitude of my anxieties within me. You breathe in for that, and then as you breathe out, you'll just say to yourself, your comforts delight my soul. We're going to practice a breath prayer, and then guys, we're going to skip over the next couple of slides, and we'll go to the first song in just a minute, but I want to leave this one up there, and then we'll skip over the next couple of slides. So let's just do this. As we continue this prayer, before you write down all these things, just look at that verse, Psalm 94:19, and the first part of that before the comma, just as you breathe in, just take in that first part, and then as you breathe out, you'll say the second part to yourself, okay? Let's just do that together. Here we go. Breathe in. And then breathe out. And just do it one more time as you say that verse in your heart, in your mind, as you breathe in together. And now we're all going to pray this prayer out loud just by saying it together before you come and write. And then, guys, you can go to the first song. Let's say it all together. Psalm 94:19. Here we go. In the multitude of my anxieties within me, your comforts delight my soul. Let's write this prayer request down. Guys, let's go to the first song. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see. Beauty that made this heart adore. I've got a pen on the Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, also highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for our sake became poor. And here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to we long for you to be. So listen to our hearts and hear our spirits sing a song of praise and glory from those who have redeemed. For we will use the words we know to tell you what an awesome God you are. But words are not enough to tell you of our love. So listen to our hearts. If words could fall like rain from the weakness of mine, and if I had 1,000 years, Lord, I would still run out of time. If you listen to my heart, every beat will say, thank you for the life, thank you for the truth, and thank you for the way. So listen to our hearts and hear our spirits sing a song of praise and glory from those you have redeemed. For we will use the words we know to tell you what an awesome God you are. But words are not enough to tell you of our love. So listen to our hearts. So listen to our hearts and hear our spirits sing a song of praise and glory from those you have redeemed. For we will use the words we know to tell you what an awesome God you are. But words are not enough to tell you of our love. So listen to our hearts. You are holy, and you are mighty, and you are worthy, worthy of praise. And I will follow, and I will listen, and I will love you all of my days. And I will sing to and worship the King who is worthy. I will love him, adore him. I will bow down before him. I will sing to and worship the King who is worthy. I will love him, adore him. I will bow down before him. You're my Prince of Peace, and I will live my life for you. As the deer thirsts for the water, Lord, so my soul longs after you. My soul thirsts for the living God. Yes, my soul longs after you. And I pour out my soul deep within me. Deep within me, I pour out my soul. Draw me deeper, Lord, deeper, Lord, in you. Draw me deeper, I want us to begin tonight by listening to a passage from the Word of the Lord. You turn around.
I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people, and his incomparably great power for those of us who believe. That power is the same as the mighty strength he exerted when he raised Christ from the dead and seated him at his right hand in the heavenly realms, far above all rule and authority, power and dominion, and every name that is invoked, not only to the present age, but also in the one to come. And God placed all things under his feet and appointed him to be head over everything for the church, which is his body, the fullness of him who fills everything in every way.
Amen. May God bless the reading of his word. So Peter Cicero and Richard Sclafani, two guys, Peter Cicero and his friend Richard Sclafani. On January the 27th of 1990, these guys were musicians. They got together to play quite often. Every year around New Year's, at the end of one year, at the beginning of another, would get together and they would kind of pick some songs together, play some songs with their friends, and they would also kind of dream about things that they might do together in the new year. January 27th of 1990, one of them had an idea and began to sketch something down, and he said, one of them told his friends, I had a vision. He said, I had a vision that it's the year 2000, and in the year 2000, I had a vision of everybody that was wearing glasses that had the year 2000, and they were looking through the zeros in the year 2000. He sketched them out because they were like, what exactly are you talking about? And he went and got he realized that, the year 1991, the year that was coming up, it was a year that possibly also could fit with kind of his vision. So he went and got some pipe cleaners. Then he went and got some bendable type of like a metal type of elastic type substance and bent these glasses into the year 1991. These two guys then began to file a patent. Here's their patent. Because they realized every year, 92, 93, 94, 95, they applied for the patent. They took out a loan, ran up credit card debt of $36,000 to get 10,000 pairs of 1991 glasses, sent them to every business they could find, called every casino, and said, these would be great for your New Year's parties. These are the two guys that were the very first to invent glasses for the new year. How many of you wore a pair of 2023 glasses at any party or something this past New Year's? How many of you have ever worn a pair of New Year's related glasses on any other year? These are the guys that started. I had no idea that did not start until 1991 is when that began with these two guys. They realized that they drew designs up all the way through 2009 because they knew that in 2010 there was going to be a problem with making glasses that fit. The 90s all worked, and the 2000s all worked all the way up until 2009. And so, for years, we saw these all over. These guys had the patent, and their last year to sell these glasses was in 2009. Some other facts that I wrote down about them that I found interesting. He said that they modeled them in Times Square in early 1991, or in late 1990, so that in the new year of 1991, they would have these glasses all over Times Square. They shipped 30,000 of them. By 1998, they were shipping 30,000 of these glasses a year, making quite a business. And then a lot of knockoffs started. He said they had to take 40,000 of their year 2000 glasses to the dump because so many other companies were knocking off their design that they had so many left over that their original vision of year 2000 glasses, he said that 40,000 of them we had to throw away. But they said in 2009, we're going to get out of the business, and they stepped away because they knew that in 2010, it was going to be a little more challenging to try to come up with glasses. This just didn't quite work, and so you see that these work nicely, but this one, these are a little tough. I loved going back through, so I just kind of went through to see how did we make all these years work that were so difficult, 2011, 2012. They just found ways to make the other number one of the lenses. I don't know exactly what's going on here. We're getting a little clever and creative. You can see that as the years went, some years worked out really nicely. The year 2016, I'm not sure. You think 2016, you've got to they really missed an opportunity. You've got the lens right there. Somebody said it's not going to work. I have no idea what the year 20,170 is, but you have all of these going on. Here they are all the way up into 2019. Now we're getting into recently. I'm not sure. I'm very confused. That's kind of clever. That's nice. This here, 2020, of all the things that went wrong in 2020, at least the glasses were going to be a little bit easier, but you can see people went all crazy trying to figure out what to do. Finally, somebody had the grand idea in 2021, let's just make this easy, and so there you go. But then, I love this, Ryan Seacrest, before hosting, he said, I'm hoping 2022 turns out better than these glasses. They're the glasses for 2022. We're just trying to make things work. Somebody's trying to get clever. I don't know who's coming up with these. This doesn't work. This one's nice. There you go. And then in 2023, I was really curious to see what these were going to be. They tried everything. Those are kind of clever. One guy said, I'm not sure what the glasses are going to look like this year. He tried those. He tried these. That looks good. He tried that. And then finally he just went and said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. That was what he finally ended up doing there. When I saw that, I saw this story just come across my feed sometime, and I thought, this is kind of like that. What we're trying to do here at True North every week is we're trying to give ourselves, trying to give you lenses through which to see a new year. Lenses through which to see the people around you. Lenses through which to see your parents. Lenses through which to see your friendships. This prayer that Caitlin read just a minute ago, Paul says, I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened. Do you have new 2023 glasses for your heart to be able to see? My guess is that some of you in the room, us older folks included, there's probably some things that we need to look at differently in the new year. I mean, my guess on every row, maybe in every seat, but certainly on the seat on either side of you, somebody would say, there's something that I need to look at differently in the new year. That your eyes may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which He has called you, the riches of His glorious inheritance in His holy people, and His incomparably great power for those of us who believe. And then he says, that power is the same as the mighty strength He exerted when He raised Christ from the dead and seated Him at His right hand in the heavenly realms. For above all rule and authority, power and dominion, and every name that is invoked, not only in the present age, but also in the one to come. That's Paul, that's like a New Year's prayer. It's a prayer for somebody that's starting over. So our prayer is that all of you have some new glasses, some 2023 glasses for your heart. We just finished up a year, 2022, where we read through the 52 most important chapters in the Bible. As we told you, if you read all 52 of those chapters in one sitting, you could do it in the length of time that it would take you to watch Top Gun Maverick. All 22 of those chapters would easily fit. Even if you were not a very fast reader, you could read all 52 of them. And we ended with the greatest, what many people say is the greatest chapter in the Bible. It was the top of almost all the list when I sent it out in 2016. Everybody said, well, you got to put Romans 8 on there. And then so many people had that as their top one, and so many classic authors and theologians would say that Romans 8 is one of the greatest pieces of prose ever written. So if you're new tonight and you've not been here and you say, I know nothing about this list, on your own, just go and read Romans 8. But Paul in Romans 8 writes a letter to the Ephesians, then he writes a letter to the Romans, and then he says this in the middle of that chapter, that great chapter that some of you read. He says, therefore there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Because through Christ Jesus, the law of the Spirit who gives life has set you free from the law of sin and death. For what the law was powerless to do because it was weakened by the flesh, God did by sending His own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh to be a sin offering. And so He condemned sin in the flesh in order that the righteous requirement of the law might be fully met in us, who do not live according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. Those who live according to the flesh have their mind set on what the flesh desires, but those who live in accordance with the Spirit have their mind set on what the Spirit desires. The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the Spirit is life and peace. The mind governed by the flesh is hostile to God. It does not submit to God's law, nor can it do so. Those who are in the realm of the flesh cannot please God. You, however, are not in the realm of the flesh, but are in the realm of the Spirit, if indeed the Spirit of God lives in you. And if anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, they do not belong to Christ. But if Christ is in you, that even though your body is subject to death because of sin, the Spirit gives life because of righteousness. That's a long passage, and the key word is the word Spirit. And somebody says, what is really the role of the Spirit? That's a big question for a 7th to 12th grade audience, but here's a simple way to think about it. All of you, when you go through your life, you have this voice inside of you that says, this is a smart thing to do. What you're doing right now is a good thing to do. And then you have that voice that says, we probably shouldn't be doing this. I know that this is not the thing that I need to be doing. How many of you would say, yep, you got it right? I mean, I pretty much kind of hear that voice that lets me know when things are right, when things are wrong. Just raise your hand if you say, yep, I kind of know what you're talking about. And some of us choose to listen to that voice and some of us don't. I want us to think a little bit about voices. He goes on to say more in this particular chapter. But the series that we're going to begin to kick off the new year is just simply called Hearing Voices, Listening for God Amidst the Noise. Because in 2023, there is a lot of noise on social media, on the radio, on television, at your school, at your lunch table, in your relationships, in your home, down the hall, in the youth group. Noise, noise, noise. And you're trying to discern what is that voice that I've got to listen to. Because there's a voice inside that is kind of telling you. Isaiah says that you will hear the gentle whisper of God saying, this is the way, walk in it. So let me just ask you this question. Serious question, but give it some thought. How many of you, if you had a pair of AirPods, or maybe you had a pair of earbuds, or even old style headphones, you had a pair of Beats, or whatever it is that you wear to listen to your music, you had those on. Let's imagine that God gives you a pair of those. And I need a volunteer that's going to be willing to answer a few questions for this thought experiment. Somebody over here wants to be willing to be a part of a quick thought experiment. All you got to do is just answer yes or no questions. Anybody wants to do that? Okay, Jack, I see Jack. Jack, stand up. So Jack, you got a pair of headphones. God's going to give them to you. You're going to walk through school. And he says, Jack, put these on, and I'm going to tell you what to do. So you put those on. And then he says, hey, I want you to go and say hello to this teacher over here because she's having a rough day. Just go over to this teacher and say hi to her. Yes or no question, would you do that? Yeah, I mean, it might feel a little awkward if you walk up and said hi, and she's like, well, that was awful nice of you, Jack. And you don't want to give away the fact that, well, God told me I had to come over and say that. I got these headphones on. You're just going to go and be nice to her. Then he says, hey, now, somebody over here just dropped something. I need you to go help them pick it up because nobody's helping them. I want you to go pick it up. Would you do that? Then God says, hey, there's somebody coming in and they're a new kid at your school and you don't know them. But they've just shown up here and their family's gone through something really, really rough. And you're thinking, I got to go over there and say hi to them and welcome them to my school. You're ready to go. And he says, I want you to go welcome them. Will you do that? He says, and then I want you to offer to pray with them. Now, I'm not going to make you answer that question in front of everybody. I just want everybody to feel the tension that I'm sure Jack is feeling right now because you're thinking, you're probably going to say, yeah, if you knew God was on the other end of those headphones, you'd do it. But you're like, well, wait a minute. Saying hi, picking something up, being nice, this is different, right? It's a little tougher to just walk up and go, hey, my name's Jack, and I don't know you, but you got these headphones on, and God says, I'm going to guide you through the day, right? You can have a seat. Let's imagine you're wearing those headphones, and you say, God, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. You just guide it because it's going to be so much easier. All these other voices are telling me to do things. I want to learn to listen to your voice and your voice only, so I'm going to put it on. The question all of us have to ask ourselves, old folks included, would we do that if we could hear that voice? If a voice narrated our entire day and told us, now do this, now go here, now encourage them, now pray for them, now go and know that this person is struggling with this sin, offer to hold them accountable. We're going to get into some places where we're like, I don't know that I'm going to do that. We're going to look next week more at a story from the book of 1 Samuel where there's a kid named Samuel and there's an older person whose name is, see if you can, any Bible trivia people in the room, who's the name of the older person in this story? Okay, thank you very much. Was that Katie over there? Good job. We have Eli. Samuel is in bed and he walks in one night to Eli and he says, hey, he hears a voice that says, Samuel, Samuel. He goes into Eli's bedroom and he says, hey, did you call me? And he says, no, I didn't call you. So he goes back to his room and he hears a voice again, Samuel, Samuel. He goes back to the room and he says, did you did you call me? And Eli says, I didn't call you. And he goes back. Then he hears it again, Samuel, Samuel. He goes back and he says, hey, are you sure you're not calling me from down the hall here? Eli then recognizes the voice that you're hearing is the voice of God. And the next time you hear it, you need to reply this way, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. We're going to come back to that story. We're going to come back to that story in just a minute. But in 2021 or late 2020, I showed you some voices that you have heard but that you've not seen. So this will be familiar to some of you, but we have 2 new grades. I'm not going to show you all of them, but we showed you probably the most classic one, right? Adults in the back of the room, raise your hand if you say, I know exactly that is the voice. I know who does that voice, right? It's his voice, but what character? All right, you guys up front, if you know who this is, tell me who it is. Yeah, this is the voice of Bugs Bunny, Mel Blanc. Now, you may not know the voice of Frank Welker. Frank Welker is the voice of Scooby-Doo. And here's the entire Scooby-Doo gang. This is what they all look like. Then you've got D. Bradley Baker. You probably don't know who this guy does, but he does the voice of Perry Platypus. Jim Cummings is the voice of Pooh and Tigger. Occasionally does the voice of both of them. Nancy Cartwright. How many of you raise your hand if you say, I know who does, what voice she provides? Who is it? This is the voice of Bart Simpson and many of the characters on The Simpsons. Then you got Charles here. He does the voice of Mario, at least on the video games. Pierre Coffin does all of the voices of all of the Minions. Thurl Ravenscroft is the voice of Tony the Tiger. And then you've got Job here who does the voice of the Pillsbury Doughman. Frank Sims is the voice of the Kool-Aid guy. And then Jake Wood is the voice of the Geico Gecko. Jane here is the voice of the information lady, the time and temp lady, for those of us who are a little bit older. Carolyn Hopkins is the voice we hear in the airport. And then Charlie is the voice on the New York subway. And then Elwood Edwards, he's the AOL guy, right? You've got mail. And then Susan is the voice of Siri. And Andrew Anthony is the voice of EA Sports. Yeah, you're in the game. And then one of my favorites is Jack Wagner. Most of you don't know who Jack Wagner is, but Jack Wagner does a voice, and here's the voice that he provides. Listen very carefully, and you'll be able to hear his voice. I love this one.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
If you're a big Disney fan, you've heard that multiple times. And then we've got this guy, Erik Thompson. Erik Thompson is somebody that you don't know. Erik Thompson is somebody that you've probably never seen. And Erik is somebody that yet almost all of you in the room have heard. I want to just play a short clip, a compilation that we pulled together of all of the times that you might have heard Erik's voice. Mike, let's roll that first video. Let's watch this.
A viewer's guide to living life like a crocodile. Run fast. New episodes. Showtime. Continue on ION.
Shiny and spanking new.
NCIS, Chicago Fire, Blue Bloods, Chicago PD, Seahawks, Cardinals on NBC. Power that's the key to unlock any door.
That's horrible.
Does he have ties to Russia? Are his supporters terrorists and extremists? Tell us, Mr. Mayor. That's right, you can't. Paid for by The Detour, Tuesdays at 10:30 on TBS and the TBS app. This is the limbo contest you tried to win. This is how your back feels. This is how much extra your health plan makes you pay. This is what you're used to. Brace yourself for McDonald's bold new jalapeno kicker premium chicken sandwich. It brings power, run time, lasting performance. Everything you need for the most demanding jobs.
HEB's natural meats. No antibiotics, added hormones, or artificial ingredients. Ever.
So you can stay in and send your out double to that team building seminar. The Toyota RAV4. It's always ready to go somewhere.
Pizza, pizza.
Another dinner dilemma brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza.
This Father's Day, unleash Dad with the gift of Lowe's.
Broadway's Come From Away is a Best Musical winner all across North America. This stirring and inspiring musical takes you to a place you never want to leave. Celebrate the best of humankind and the best in all of us at Come From Away, the remarkable true story of the small town that welcomed the world.
New moons, new planets, and new mysteries. This is Our Place in the Milky Way. When oil platform workers get into trouble out here in the open ocean, there's a life-saving machine to bail them out. The Cougar search and rescue crew are ready to spring into action 24/7.
His buddies get to shoot him with 200 pellets. In return, they'll buy him a burrito.
In this here town, the law goes by one name, Sheriff Sandy Cheeks. Sandy is no ordinary storm. It's a lethal combination of a hurricane and a giant nor'easter. The capture happens behind the moon, out of sight of mission control. If anything goes wrong, the astronauts are on their own.
And more recently, you might have heard Erik's voice on the radio on this Geico ad. Let's roll the Geico ad, guys.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Do they have a home and or car? Are they saving lots of money? Do they seem unusually happy? Do they have a child named Geico?
Geico, dinner time!
Have they recently purchased a drone? That's unrelated to the Geico thing, I just really like to try one. But if you notice these other things, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbor.
So, wow, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of different voices. And we actually have Erik on the line. Erik is a cousin. Drew, is Drew in the room? Is Drew here? Drew Shea, some of you know Drew Shea. Erik and Drew are first cousins, is that right? All right. And so we have Erik, I believe, on the line. He can see us and he can hear us. You're going to be able to hear him, but he doesn't have access to a camera, so we're just going to be able to see a picture. But let's give a big NBYG welcome, everybody, to Erik Thompson. You can give him a big welcome. Erik, can you hear us okay?
I can hear you good. Thank you, David.
So where are you calling from? Tell us where you live.
Well, I live down here about 20 miles north of San Diego, right here on the coast, about 90 miles south of LA.
Okay, and so you are, your official title, you would be considered like a voiceover artist, is that correct?
Yeah, a voiceover actor or a voiceover artist, because we're not announcers, we're actors who happen to use our voices rather than the whole enchilada.
Now, how long, Erik, how long have you been doing this?
40 years.
Now, how does one decide this is something that I think I would like to do? Give us a thumbnail of how that journey goes.
Well, I think Drew could attest to the fact that I've always been a huge ham. And so, you know, when you have that kind of weird energy, you have to do something with it. And at first, I was a disc jockey for 20 years. And for the last 5, I started doing voiceover on the side. I built a little studio in my house. And that was at a time where that really wasn't done. You had to go there. And so I started in San Diego, eventually worked my way to LA. So I'd drive up there and back. I didn't really want to raise my family in LA, but I had an apartment there for a short time so I could go back and forth and work. Pretty soon, technology came along that allowed me to do it from home, and that's what I do now.
Did you narrate things as a child before you got into this professionally?
Yeah, I mean, I'd read out of the paper to, just to practice diction and whatnot, and I would do different voices and things, and I probably drove my mom crazy, and I had a little tape recorder that I would mess around with. So, yeah, I started out pretty early doing that kind of stuff, and spent a lot of time outside too, but spent a whole lot of time inside messing around with tape recorders and the like.
So you your natural voice is just a great voice. You can tell, and I'm sure people just hear your natural voice and say, "Wow, you've got a really cool voice." Mike and I, our DJ Mike, our tech guy, we got on your IMDb page to see what all you've done. Erik's done voices for a lot of the video games that many of you played, and voices for a lot of commercials. There was one that we found, though. We're going to play a very short clip. There was one that we found, and I think I've got a picture of it, that you are the official voice of Expedition Bigfoot. Anybody in the room here ever watched Expedition Bigfoot? I've never seen the show. I've heard about it. So we watched one short clip. We're going to play that now just so we can hear you at work giving us some narration. Go ahead and roll that clip, guys. Just a very short moment from Expedition Bigfoot.
Maria and Ronnie return to the location of a potential Sasquatch footprint.
There it is.
To capture and analyze the print, the team will not be using plaster of Paris. This method, often used by Bigfoot researchers, is messy and extremely time-consuming. Instead, they'll be using a cutting-edge technology, 3D scanning. This scanner produces a three-dimensional representation of a real-world object by projecting patterns of light onto a surface and then measuring the resulting distortion to calculate the object's precise dimensions.
You want to move that computer a little bit and I'll spray it?
Sure. To improve the accuracy of the scan, Maria applies an anti-reflective coating to the print surface. This scanner is accurate to within 0.2 millimeters.
All right, give us a spoiler alert, Eric. Spoiler alert. Do they ever find Bigfoot?
When they do, they're going to sign him up with an agent so that we can keep this show going.
So do you have a hard time saying some of these things with a straight face as you're reading them?
Well, yeah. In fact, the producer and I have a few laughs sometime because I say, when they find Bigfoot, who is it?
So one of the things we sent you, Eric, I wanted to hear some different voices. We sent you some things here, and we sent you the words to Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. All right? And so I want to hear you read that in your most dramatic movie trailer voice. I believe you've got those in front of you as well. We want to hear some of your voices now. Give us your best movie trailer voice for Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. Here we go.
All right, I'll give you a paragraph.
Okay.
I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam, I am. That's Sam I am. That's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Would you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them. Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
All right, give him a big hand. That was great. That was great. Now, Eric, you said that there are different voices for different channels that you would do things on. Is that right?
Different approaches, not different voices, but and again, it's acting, so it's a different approach to the material. So every channel has its own style, let's say.
Okay, I wrote down some channels here, and we've not rehearsed this, but I want to see, take Sam I Am, take another one of those paragraphs. Can you do it the way it might appear, say, on Disney or Nickelodeon, a children's channel?
Yeah. So which one do you want me to do first?
Okay, we want Disney or Nickelodeon. All right,
okay.
Disney Channel gets the vote.
I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam I am.
Oh, very nice, very nice. All right, let's try this. Let's try another one, and we wrote down here a news channel. Can you give us like a Fox News voice?
Not in a box, not with a fox. Not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. Would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I would not like them, Sam. I am.
All right. I love it. I love it. So, hey, guys, we got time for one more here. We've got, do we want to hear, maybe we can do two more. You want to hear the Hallmark Channel? Yeah. All right. All right. I'm really curious to hear what the Hallmark Channel would do with this, Eric. Let's hear it.
Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them. Sam, I am.
Very nice, very nice. All right, And then, what is different about your ESPN voice? Let's hear ESPN.
I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am.
All right, very good, very good. Give him a big hand. Okay, I'm curious, really quickly up here, we have a couple of questions, something that you might like to know about Erik's job. Somebody, we can't take all the questions, but if somebody have a question they'd like for us to ask, and I can repeat it for him because he may not be able to hear you. Anybody got a question we want to ask Erik? I see a hand right over here. Yes. Okay, good. What was your favorite job that you've done? What's one that is the most enjoyable, Erik?
Well, in general, narration is my favorite thing to do because it's a storytelling thing. And my favorite, I think, was the universe. We did 9 years of the universe on the History Channel. And I learned a lot about the universe, and it was really pleasurable to do it. And it was a very popular show, so I was glad to be on it. The best show, the best thing I've ever done, I haven't done yet. So I'll let you know when I get there.
Okay, all right, very good, very good. We got another question right here, Luke.
How does he keep his voice clean?
Yeah, good. How do you keep your voice clean, healthy, and you know, how do you work your voice out?
I drink and smoke a lot. No, I'm kidding. You know what? Sometimes, because you really have, I should insure my voice because that's my bread and butter. But I think it's important to, not do those things, not drink, not smoke, and not stay up all night, because that's what destroys your voice, and especially after 40 years. I think my voice has probably developed into something that it probably wouldn't be had I not had this as a career. But if you're feeling poor and your voice is ragged, you really have to do something about it. So I drink hot tea and honey, and we also have this. We got a cool shower here. We got a steam unit in there, so I can take a steam whenever I want, and that really helps a lot too.
Okay, so you have a studio there in your house. You do almost all of your work from your home. Is that right?
I do all of it from home now. Yeah.
Okay, so one last exercise here. I gave you lyrics to another song. You've got those down there, lyrics to a famous song.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out the tone we want to use for this. Is there a tone that we've not heard? You guys will recognize the song. Do what? Okay, the guy. I want to hear like a scary movie. Okay, I don't watch a lot of scary movies, but I want you to take the lyrics to the song we gave you, and you're doing a trailer for a scary movie coming out. Give us just a few lines of that, Erik.
Okay.
Here we go, guys.
You want Taylor Swift?
That's right.
Okay. I stay out too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. But I keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving.
All right. I don't know that I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Yeah, give him a big hand. That's good. I don't know that I'm going to be able to sleep. And Erik, we're not going to be able to let you go. I hate to even ask you to do this. I'm not going to be able to let you go without saying the phrase. No, not the phrase Geico. We want to hear him say, yes, we want to hear you say, in a world. Give us a sentence that starts off with that phrase.
Okay, let's see. In a world, I shake it off. Faker's gonna fake. I'm just gonna shake. In a world.
Very, 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 very nice. Good job. Erik, do you ever go to Waffle House and just order with one of those voices?
No, and I'll tell you, there's a very good reason for that, David. We don't have a Waffle House here in San Diego.
Okay. All right. In-N-Out Burger. Do you go to In-N-Out Burger and order like this?
No, I never have. But if you like, I can do a little thought experiment or a little experiment.
Yeah,
I can do that.
You walk up to hey, and we're going to get In-N-Out Burger in Tennessee. I hear. Is that right? That's going to be exciting. So, all right, Erik, give us a little bit. You go up to order. They say, "Yes, sir. What would you like?" And you're going to order in one of your great voices.
Well, hell, I'd like one of them. Excuse me, is this on? Yeah. Look, I want one of them big burgers off the other menu. You know? Huh? No, I want it off the secret menu. It's secret. Nobody knows about it. I mean, I know about it, heck, but nobody else. What? Pull up to the window. Okay. What?
You actually sound like you're ordering at an In-N-Out in Tennessee. Nicely done.
I hear that In-N-Out is coming to Tennessee. That's true.
That's right. Yeah. We're going to be getting them at some point. We don't know. The governor just announced that. Erik, before we have to let you go, and the reason I asked you to come on is I just thought this would be a novel way. Drew actually is the one that said in a conversation, "Hey, have I ever told you about my cousin Erik?" And I said, "I'm not sure." And he told me about what you do. And I thought this would be a great way just to set up the idea of this inner voice that is always narrating. If we had time, I would ask you to tell us something about Drew. I know you're probably dying. Do you have one fact about Drew that you can tell us before you leave?
I would, but he had me sign a NDA before this thing.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I'll tell you something. He came out, and when I first met him, when he was probably a year old, he came out probably 1964. They came out to California, the whole family, and all I can remember is that he threw up a lot and threw his food on the floor, and that's all I can remember. And after that, it was all uphill because he turned into a great young man and now a great old man.
Yeah, very, very nice. Well, I'm so glad that he connected us. Erik, the job that you have is really, really a cool job. And is there a project you're working on now that you're allowed to tell us about?
Right now it's kind of slow. It's January. There's a producer who likes to use me on different things, and he says something's coming up, but he won't tell me what. And as far as promos, I no longer work at Ion Television because after 12 years, they got bought by another company, and that company decided to make a change. So I'm looking for another network daily gig. So, well, you let me know if you find anything.
I will. And we talked a lot about how movie trailers have changed. You guys have noticed this. Movie trailers don't often have a narrator anymore kind of telling the story. When we were growing up, almost every movie trailer had a voice that told a story and told you what was going to happen and kind of walked you through the story. Movie trailers, they don't do that anymore. So there's not a lot of movie trailer business. Is that right?
That's right. There's very little left. And Don LaFontaine, sadly, is no longer with us. But he worked so often. And I know you know this, David. He used to travel around with a chauffeur who would drive around L.A. to the different studios in a limousine. And this is an actual thing. He would get ridden around in a limousine. He had a fax machine in there at the time, that technology, and he would rip off a page and do read it before he got there, so he could pre-read everything, got there, and then he'd move on to the next studio. And he would do this every 5 days a week. So that's the way it used to be, at least for some people. There used to be far fewer people in the business, too. And now, with the advent of the internet and whatnot, there's just people all over. You can be anywhere you want in the United States, and anyone can do this if you practice and really put your mind to it. And it's a fantastic, fun, fulfilling career.
Awesome. So, Chandler, we're going to give you your wish before you go. You want to hear Geico. All right, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear, Geico? You just want to hear him do anything in Geico. All right, Chandler is here on the front row, Erik, and he wants to hear. You can give Chandler a good night in your best Geico voice, and his name is Chandler. So give Chandler a goodbye greeting with your Geico voice.
Good night, Chandler. It's good to see you again. I don't know what to say, but are you insured? He's not. Too bad.
He says he is. All right.
Excellent. Thank you, Chandler, and good night.
Very nice, very nice. Erik, thanks so much for helping us kick off this series. You guys give a big hand to Erik Thompson.
Thanks for having me.
Erik, we won't be seeing you, but we'll be listening for you, and we'll hear you on NBC or on Expedition Bigfoot all over. Thanks a lot for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks, Erik.
Thanks, David. Good night.
Okay, have a great night. Drew, thanks for connecting us. That was great. And I thought it was just going to be a fun way to kick off a series that's going to ask the question, how do you listen for the voice of God among all of the other competing voices? One last thing before we let you go tonight. This story about Samuel and Eli. Samuel could hear the voice, but he did not know who it was. Eli could not hear the voice of God, but when alerted to it, he did know that it was God and that God was near. And our point is that neither of them could have responded to that call of God without the other. And that's what we're trying to do at True North, is to provide you with older friends, older mentors, other people that can help you respond to the call of God. In the coming weeks, maybe not next week, but as early as next week or the next couple of weeks, parents, I want you to listen, especially if you're listening online. One of my friends, Dr. Beth Robinson, who taught for years at Lubbock Christian University as a therapist, teaching counseling, she's going to come on and talk a little bit about all of the voices that create so much anxiety in our lives. And I've asked Dr. Robinson to come on and share with us. She'll be with us via Zoom. She's going to share how do we cope with the overwhelming rise of anxiety among adolescents, something for teens and something for parents. She'll be on with us for a couple of weeks and then has offered even to take some questions because it's going to tie into this series. I'm really excited about having Dr. Robinson with us. Going to take us in a different direction, obviously, than the fun we've had tonight. But I want us to think in the new year, how do you listen and sort through all of the other noise to hear the voice of God? And when you hear the voice of God, like those headphones that we gave Jack, would you be willing to do the things that he tells you to do? And as you're reading Scripture, this are those headphones. This is those headphones. Can't get the grammar right there. So be listening to that voice, and we're going to be diving into that over the next couple of weeks. But look forward to Dr. Robinson next week. Let's say a prayer, and then we'll send you guys out, and we'll have a great night. God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you for people like Erik joining in and just giving us a little glimpse into their life. We thank you for the students that are here, and we thank you for those names that we lifted up earlier. And God, we just ask that you would bring those students closer to you. If it's not in this room, that's fine, but bring them closer to you. And God, may we listen to your voice. And those of us that are hearing so much competing noise that's leading to so much anxiety and so much stress, so much fear, and maybe anger and confusion, we pray that we can begin to hear your voice in the midst of all the noise. And it's through the name of Jesus we pray and we say together, amen. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Be careful going home.